Yeah, well, I don't know. You wanna stop by later? Maybe I'm gonna fix something.
So, what do you think about Gesara Nesara? Because I hear you talking about that, like a new stuff for the, no money anymore, but people will be better. What do you mean when you say that?
Well, there's an event out here in America called Burning Man. And at Burning Man, they operate on the gift economy. You can't even spend money because there's nothing to buy. So everybody just gives it away. You create a camp and then you have a bar and people come over, you meet your neighbors and you pour them a drink and you get to know people by giving things away. And people give away little trinkets and gifts to everybody. And it's a great feeling. In fact, when you gift, when you give away, when you're generous, it stimulates a part of the brain that's very much like getting high on it. It really makes you feel good. And it should, because we are hardwired to be good. We are hardwired in our brains to be generous and to want to be helpful in this regard. So I envision a future on Earth being akin to the gift economy. But of course, there's going to be a transitionary period and getting rid of money is not going to be so easy. So something like Nesara Gesara is a good transition. It's a good transition to equalize the economies, because I know in Argentina, they're experiencing hyperinflation and runaway costs. It was the case when I was down there in 4 years. We were one of the only cars on the road because nobody can afford to fill up their tank with gas because it's so expensive to drive. And so we need an equalization where other nations that have been battered down by the U.S. empire will have a fair chance. And that's what Nesara Gesara would do. It would also release many of these patents which have been bottled up, which deserve to come out. It is our right to have these technologies. And when we get them, such as free energy, just think what you could do with that. If you didn't have to pay for energy, you could have desalinization plants around the world. We could turn the deserts into gardens. We could grow all the food we need. Nobody ever would have to go hungry again. So it would be a great moment for humanity if we can transition over at least to this kind of economy. And then there would be a jubilee where everybody's debts would be paid off, or you could apply for a humanitarian project and do good things for the world that way. So there'd be different ways that we can transition to get out of money, but we're still going to need it for a period to get through it. Now, on the other hand, there's also this whole notion of the central bank is trying to bring in their CBDC, central bank digital currency, in which if you didn't behave the way they like to, they can cut you off. They could shut down your electric vehicle. They can make you not be able to purchase certain things at the supermarket or buy a gun or whatever. It would be one of the worst tools of enslavement. So we are just traveling on the razor's edge here, and things could go really terribly wrong, or they could go really well. And of course, you and I are certainly promoting the really well side, but we have to be aware of the downside and what the forces, these dark forces that have ruled the planet, they don't want to lose their control, and they do want to depopulate quite a bit of the planet, and they're in the process of doing it. And I don't even need to tell you how that's being done. But the numbers now are 5 billion have gotten this. And so that's more than half of humanity. And we're going to go through a very troubling decade up to the year 2030. And this is what I mean by people who feel like it's just too much and they want to check out. But even if it seems really, really hard, you got to stay on this, because we need all of those light bringers to help with this transition, to get the human race over the hump here, so to speak, and to this other period, this other phase of humanity where all these technologies are coming out, and then we can be a Star Trek generation, as we should be, because that has been robbed from us. We already are a Star Trek generation with a lot of these backward engineered technology. And I like how you're playing these videos behind you in rotation, because it just reminds me, this is who we are and this is where we're going. But we have to do it in a responsible way.
Yes, this is what we are. You're right. I like that.
And so it's kind of like the movie Avatar, and I know Avatar 2 just came out, where we could be really bad.
I love that movie. I love it. I already watched that.
Yeah, and we're all rooting for the blue people on the planet, right? But the humans are the bad guys. They're run by this corporation that are going to exploit, and we're the new locusts of the universe, just going planet to planet. And
yes, we are.
And that's what I mean about riding on the edge of the razor, because it could go an Avatar future, or it could go Star Trek future, where we're benevolent travelers. We're scientists who are just going to observe other planets and other civilizations with this high technology. And that's quite possible. But we have to get through this transitionary period where the old guard has been let go and the human race moves forward in a positive way. And this love vibration is something that starts to embrace most people. I can't say that everybody's going to go along with it, and they won't, because people get very entrenched in their thinking. But if we get a certain critical mass of people, say maybe even 50%, then it would pretty much give us the momentum to go forward with this new earth.